What's up, Phoenix? We are live once again here on a weekly basis for our YouTube channel, Everything Phoenix, where we are talking about just that. We're going to dive into some very good stuff today. And guys, the weather in Phoenix is incredible, just FYI. I mean, March is and February are arguably the two best months of the year for weather. It is just literally paradise every single day and sunshine. If you're a golfer, what are you waiting for? Come on down and experience this amazing weather. But we're not talking golf today. We're talking real estate market. We're talking, is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to buy a second home or just a primary, or should you keep renting? What makes the most sense? And development. We're going to talk development. We're going to talk some spring training baseball. We're going to talk a little Final Four action. That's right, guys. For people who are or maybe aren't even college basketball fans, guys, Phoenix hosts some premier sporting events, and the Final Four is absolutely one of them. So we just hosted a Super Bowl last year in 2023, and now we are getting ready to host the Final Four this year coming up here in just a few weeks. So I can't wait for that. I've never been to the Final Four. Have you been to a Final Four? If you have, let us know. And when was it? We'd love to know that. You guys, where are you watching from? If you don't mind putting down where you're watching from, it helps the algorithm get curate our content to the best people, the best places about the best articles and things. And so let us know. We would be happy to do that. And then, of course, a two-way conversation is always better than a one-way conversation. So if you have any questions, let us know, and I'll answer them live as we are covering the topics today. So we're going to jump right in. And you know what? I'm going to actually share my screen, and I'm going to talk about something that everyone's talking about right now. But let's see where we stand today. Mortgage rates. That's right. Where are we still standing now? 7.09. They are up. That's red. They are up, guys. So rates are still continuing to decline. And that's tough because it just makes affordability so hard, guys. It makes affordability so hard. Now, on that same front, when rates are this high, you have a lot more creative financing. If you are looking to get your affordability payment down outside of a mortgage rate buy down of a 2-1 buy down, a 3-2-1 buy down, or a 1-0 buy down, creative financing is the way to go. What does that mean? It can mean a lot of different things. But what we are seeing right now in the marketplace is a lot of subject to offers on properties that we're representing sellers for. And we're getting obviously inquiries through our investor buyer clients as well, asking about how to go about doing this. And we have the expertise to help you with these types of things. You can do a subject to offer, you can do a loan assumption, you can do a seller carry. There are multiple different ways to try to skin the cat of buying a house to make it affordable outside of just getting your traditional loan. Now, obviously, that's the easiest. If creative financing were super easy, everyone would be doing it, and not everyone is doing it, but it is a option. And so if you want to know more about these things, call us at 480-660-5974. Now, I can tell you right now that generally speaking, the subject to offer, why that makes it so attractive right now in this marketplace is because the person is buying, the buyer is buying the current seller's mortgage terms. All right. So let's say they bought a house, 2.5 years ago, and the rate is 3%. And let's say that equates to their mortgage payment being $2,000 a month. Let's just roll with me on this, right? Right now, if they were to buy that same house, they would be buying it and getting their 7% loan, and they didn't do a mortgage rate buy down, right? They'd be getting a payment, I'm just going to make numbers up, at $3,000 a month. So you're effectively saving $1,000 a month by buying the house subject to. So why would the seller do this, guys? What's in it for the seller? Well, there's a lot of small things to go over, but just generally speaking, the seller would do this because they're going to be paid more when they sell their house subject to, as opposed to when they sell their house outright. Why? Because the buyer is willing to pay more for the property because they're able to buy terms. They're able to buy the monthly payment. So that's why when we talk about, people don't buy houses, they buy monthly payments. This is what we're talking about. This is the perfect example of what we're talking about. There's other intricacies of this that the seller and the buyer both need to be aware of. So that's why you need to talk to an expert when it comes to creative financing to sell or buy real estate. But that's my monologue today, guys, because we're seeing it over and over again. We just got 2 subject to offers on a couple of our properties here just in the last weekend. So it's very, very important to be aware that this is an option for you whether buying or selling. Okay. All right. Now let's jump over here and let's talk about let's talk about the housing market. Okay, we're gonna go hyper local first, and then we're gonna go a little more macro. Okay, but hyper local, the new home market, new construction is still relatively buoyant compared to the resale market by a large margin. That is interesting. Why is that? Well, in January, across Maricopa and Pinal counties, which are the two major counties that service the Phoenix area, we saw 1,507 new homes close. That's a jump of 14% in January of 2023. In contrast, normal resales in the same territory numbered 2,950. This is not only down 5% from January of 23, it is the lowest monthly total in 11 years. Wow. These numbers include single family townhouse and condo property types. The numbers look even more extreme if we consider only Pinal County, which, guys, really, if you look at the map, okay, I got a map right here. I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so you're going to see the whole Phoenix area. Pinal County, just FYI, just really encompasses this small area. Well, it's in more of the farmland, open, vast area, but this area of Santan Valley, Florence, as you get down here, okay, all this down here is Pinal County. So the majority of the Phoenix area and all the suburbs are Maricopa County. All this over here, the rest of it, okay? So that becomes Pinal County, that small little area. Oh, no peeking, no peeking, no peeking. Oh, more peeking. No more. Okay. So Pinal County, right? We just saw 241 normal MLS resales in January 24, which is down 19% from January of 23. New home sales are more numerous than resales in Pinal. Why? Because it's on the outskirts and it's more affordable, and lenders are offering 2-1 rate buy downs. That's why in January, growing 21% in from 20 to 24. Okay, so new home construction up, resale down in terms of unit counts in Pinal and Maricopa County, both. All right, now let's look at the suburbs. There's only one suburb that is unchanged. That's Gilbert, right? 0%. It did not change. Chandler is still holding strong, up again at 203, guys. It is incredible how resilient the East Valley is. Let's go back to our map. The East Valley, Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, all down here, they are very, very, very resilient. This whole loop down here in East Valley is very, very good. Okay. Now, let's go back to the market. You can see right now that there are a few buyer's markets, right? Remember, 90 to 110 is a balanced market. Again, 90 to 110 is a balanced market. Under that is a buyer's market. Queen Creek still remains in a buyer's market, guys. That's a good area, an up and coming area. If you're looking to invest from an equity standpoint, speculation more so standpoint, I put my money on Queen Creek as opposed to any of those others that are down towards the bottom. So think of that. Now, the downside to Queen Creek might be the public transportation system because there's not a lot of interstates running through that area. So you have to take a lot of side streets and some busy streets that have 2 lanes or 3 lanes, but it's just not as maybe convenient from a interstate standpoint when it comes to the driving and public transportation. Okay, so that becomes the issue right there. Now, the seasonal market, Scottsdale and Paradise Valley, both down. Right, those are the 2 most prevalent seasonal markets, and so that is interesting because that shows you that our seasonal market that we typically have that's really strong is still decent this year, but it's not what it normally is. And I assume that's because a lot of people are just a little more, hesitant based upon financing. Second home financing is not as prevalent as it used to be because the terms are not as good, right? Now, if I go over here to this article, speaking of the housing market, home prices inch up again in Metro Phoenix. January sale prices reach new high. All right, now this is the Case-Shiller index. This is a little more of a lagging indicator, but it still talks about the housing market increasing, which it still is today in terms of price appreciation. Guys, so let me be very clear on this, okay? Front and center, the housing market that we just covered in terms of unit count, transactional counts are down, okay? Supply is down too, so it's not as big of a shocker. But when it comes to price appreciation, it is up and it's been up. So I'm going to keep talking about this right here so that you don't confuse the two. It's very, very important. Home prices are now inching back up in Metro Phoenix despite mortgage rates hovering around 7%. Nationwide, year-over-year home prices increased 5.5% in December. And guys, December was slow, but prices still went up, according to the Case-Shiller index, right? Phoenix showed a 3.8% increase in December, the latest numbers of the report. Normal real estate is back, says Greg Haig. Now, I don't agree with everything Greg says, but that one I do, okay? So you have the picture of him there, and it talks about spring is the most wonderful time of the year for real estate agents. This is good because we're heading into springtime. All right. So the spring selling season is the busiest time of the year for residential real estate agents who are watching interest rates closely. By the way, so are buyers. Okay. Active listings will continue to increase. This is true. We are seeing that. All right. Agents are still waiting for the new Fed, the next Fed meeting, to see whether the Fed will cut rates as promised toward the end of the year. We're all on pins and needles for this one, guys. Hopefully, it happens sooner than later. We will see. Okay. There are 8,400 homes under contract waiting to close. This is a relatively healthy listings to sales ratio, slightly favoring sellers, which is why homes are going up in value. We are lacking demand. We are lacking supply, even worse. Okay. Phoenix Metro inventory was low 2 years ago. Okay. It was definitely low. So we're talking about this, guys. We're going to pass some of this. Home builders, buying up more land. What does that tell you, guys? That's a long-term perspective. It tells you that the home builders, which by the way, most of those are publicly traded, they are bullish on the future of Phoenix real estate. So this is good stuff. So I would be bullish if I were you as well, even in an environment where rates are still high. If big home builders are putting their share price on the line, investing in certain markets, I might want to follow that. All right. Not blindly, but follow that at least as a consideration. Okay. All right. Now moving on. We talked about this hotel, guys. It is amazing. We just had the release of the Global Ambassador Hotel down in the Arcadia area just recently here over the past couple of months. We now have the newest one just being unveiled here in the month of March. Caesars Republic Scottsdale opens right next to the Fashion Square, guys. There it is. It is a outstanding hotel. Beautiful hotel, by the way. All right. Guests are already checking in to the Caesars Republic Scottsdale Hotel. The new 11-story, 265-room hotel on the north side of the Fashion Scottsdale Square Mall held its grand opening on the 29th and officially opens to the public on March 6th. Okay. That's right around the corner. I'm excited, and I live here, so I probably won't even be going there unless it's maybe a summer staycation, but I'm still excited because it is an awesome place and gives more validity to the Scottsdale area. Okay. Now, they are investing on the big facelift of Scottsdale Fashion Square's South Wing, okay? Which is awesome because they're putting more money into this little area in Scottsdale. And let's pull the map back up, and you can see Scottsdale right here. We're going to zoom in to give you a good idea of where this is in relation to everything else, all right? So Old Town Scottsdale, all right? We have the Hotel Valley Ho right there. We are now in the loop of Old Town Scottsdale. There's the Fashion Square. You can see that right there. It's labeled. Now, right north of it, just right here, is the Caesars Republic Scottsdale Hotel. There it is. Okay. Beautiful building. Now, the rumor is that the Hyatt or Hilton might put another huge hotel right next to it here on this parcel land, which would be just incredible, guys. Just absolutely incredible. So, a lot of entertainment, a lot of high-end, just dining, restaurants, nightlife is all right here. And this is going to add to that skyline, guys. So pretty cool. I want to give you a heads up on that, guys. All right, next, Final Four, Moneyball. You've all seen the movie. We're going to talk about it right now for a second, okay? The stakes are high for Valley businesses as the NCAA brings the Final Four to Phoenix. Guys, check it out. There it is. NCAA. By the way, the last time the Final Four was in Phoenix was 2017, okay? So it's back. Here we go. There's 4 things, but who's coming? Everyone. That's an interesting article. Okay. Let's go with the 4 things. How Final Four guests, hospitality workers benefit from each other. All right. That's big. The hospitality. There's Guy Fieri during the Super Bowl, and they're talking about how the businesses and entertainment, all pretty much straightforward things. This is not rocket science, is going to benefit dramatically the hospitality industry and other industries and businesses throughout the Phoenix area just for that one event of the Final Four. Hosting the Final Four on the West Coast means more time to party. That's always good for people who are trying to obviously benefit off of that. And there's a picture of the Westgate area, which is just outside of the arena when the 2017 Final Four was in town. Okay. And then how the Final Four can draw future business to Arizona, guys, that's huge as well. Because once some of these CEOs of these businesses become more adapt, or they see what's happening around the Phoenix area because they come down to watch the Final Four and entertain clients. Maybe they start going, maybe I should move part of my company or the whole thing down here to Phoenix because it's such a cool, fun place, right? I love it. So this gal is running the CEO for the forum. And then you have the economic impact right here broken down. Check this out, guys. So last time it was here, you had a championship game was 76,000 people for a basketball game. That's crazy, right? Visitors to the Valley, nearly 60,000 people came down to visit for the Final Four. You had $122 million of direct spending from visitors, and you had an economic impact that totaled $324 million. Pretty awesome. All right, excited for that coming up. Now, this is interesting. Axon, which is the company that makes the taser, taser guns that the police have and whatnot, they are having some drama with the city of Scottsdale. They are currently headquartered right here in Scottsdale. They bought a bigger parcel of land that they want to build a bigger headquarters on. There's the building right there. And then, of course, they want to build some multifamily apartments, some office space, and housing around their new headquarters. Well, the city of Scottsdale said, no, we don't want to do that. So now they're upset. All right, that's what's happening, okay? They're cool with the new headquarters, but they don't want all the apartments and the stuff that goes with it on that same parcel land that they purchased years ago for like $49 million. Yeah, here it is, $49 million in 2020, okay? So they're at a standstill. So now right now, Axon is basically saying that, hey, this is political theater, and that if you don't pay attention and do this the correct way and give us what we want, basically, there are other CEOs of businesses that may be willing or more apprehensive, I should say, to not bring their company down to the Scottsdale area because the city council is going to play politics. I don't know if that's all true. That's for you to decide, I guess, right? I'm just bringing the information to you because it's interesting to see what happens. Now, obviously, from my standpoint, I would love to see Axon continue to expand because they are employing 4,000 people across the country. I think 1,600 of those people or so are located right here in Arizona. So that would be awesome to be able to do that. And to get a bigger headquarters, chances are more jobs will follow. However, we have a lot of apartments in Scottsdale, a lot of luxury apartments. And I assume people wouldn't build them if they are going to sit vacant. They do their feasibility studies, et cetera. But I don't know, guys. A lot of congestion now because of all the luxury apartments. So if I had my choice in a perfect world, I would probably say, let's do this new, larger headquarters, Axon, but let's not build any more apartments. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. The jury is still out. Okay. So here we go. Cactus League, spring training. I love spring training, guys. It starts up here anytime. And actually, it just started. And there is one of the fields right here at Scottsdale's stadium during the Cactus League spring training where the Giants, the San Francisco Giants, play their home spring training games. And there are new MLB managers. We're not going to go through all of them, but there are some pictures of some of them. And it's an exciting time of year, guys. It's going to bring so much money to our local economy. And this is kind of cool, guys. There was a Scottsdale mansion that hosted a Topps baseball card event. And there's the backyard. They had the pool all decked out. And you can see that Ken Griffey Jr. was there and Tim Kirchin of ESPN and all these good people were there. So fun stuff. There's a putting green that was made out of a ball diamond. Check that out. How cool is that, right? In the backyard. That was, there was some money spent there, okay? All right. Next, pivoting from baseball, we're talking about microchips. Guys, I know I talk about this a lot, but we have to. Why? Because it is a huge driver of the Phoenix economy, and it will be for years to come. And these jobs are high-paying jobs. This is good information. This is good stuff for Phoenix in the future. But another company, Pentagon Technologies, which is a Japanese-based company, at least a subsidiary of it, plans a $50 million semiconductor equipment cleaning facility in Mesa. And there she is. Look at that thing, okay? Just unbelievable. Now, it's a Japanese subsidiary, so this company currently operates in Arizona, California, New York, Oregon, Texas, Israel, Ireland, and Japan. So why are all these Japanese companies coming to Arizona? Here we go. Why Phoenix is courting more Japanese businesses to set up shop in Arizona. They're focused on semiconductor and the sector and the industry to basically support all of the jobs that comes with it, right? I mean, it's pretty crazy. So right now, what I want to show you guys is that right now in the Japanese businesses, look what they're doing. In Arizona in 21, they had 140 Japanese companies that employed nearly 13,000 people, okay? Some of the largest Japanese companies in Arizona include Blue Yonder, Iris USA, Midas, Fujifilm, and Toshiba Business Solutions. They are Arizona is already home to a large number of Japanese-owned businesses, while Japan is the sixth largest exporter and fourth largest importer in Arizona in 2021. Did you guys know that Arizona has such a big footprint with Japan, a relationship with Japan? I had no idea, but now I know, and now you know. Jason, what's going on, brother? What's up, my guy? Hey, same back at you. Thanks for saying what's up, brother. And thanks for watching. I do appreciate you. Lori, love spring training games. You are closer to the field and less expensive. Yes, especially on the lawn, guys. Bring a blanket. Yeah, you might have to pay for a $20 beer and maybe a $11 frozen lemonade, but don't come hungry then, right? Eat before you come, whatever. But the blanket, bring a blanket, go on the lawn and outfield, lay in the grass at an angle, kick your feet up, and watch a game and sunbathe. It's amazing, right? I would highly recommend that. So good point, Lori. And the tickets are, I know, it depends what team you're rooting for or where you go, but you're looking around like $15 plus or minus, right? For the outfield on the grass with a blanket not included, ticket, right? Bring your own blanket. All right. So that's Japanese, guys. Japanese companies and Arizona companies, and Arizona economy, they love each other. So, hey, that's good stuff. White House to steer $300 million in CHIPS funding into advanced semiconductor packaging R&D. Guys, we talked about how the White House has this initiative for funding 5 major cities for the semiconductor industry, and this is one way they're doing it for Phoenix. There's Amcor Technology. Look at this. That is going to be huge. I mean, it looks like a microchip, doesn't it? But that's the rendering of the proposed Amcor Technology facility plan for the Vistancia area up in Peoria, the Northwest Valley. So let me pull my map out here, guys, and we will zoom out. Peoria, as you may or may not know, okay, is up here. So Vistancia is way out here, okay, around the 303 loop outside of it. And the Amcor Technology will be a big deal for the local Peoria economy, all right? A few more things that we're done, guys. I'm going to wrap up here in a second. But Valley-based Fox Restaurant Concepts, which, by the way, sold to Cheesecake Factory, has more gains. And look at it, guys. The revenue is crazy. Fox Restaurant Concepts recorded $263 million in revenue in 2023, and it's up 11%. And Cheesecake Factory is the beneficiary of that, right? And there's other locations that they're talking about as well. More Flower Child, because it's like organic, eating, right? Healthy eating. More Flower Child locations are coming soon as well, because people love to eat healthy nowadays, right? More so than ever. So that makes a lot of sense. But the big thing is, right, Sam Fox, you're a brilliant guy, man. You sold out the Cheesecake Factory using all that capital money you made. I forgot what you sold for. I should have Googled it. My bad. But pretty crazy, right? Because now he rolled and parlayed that into the Global Ambassador Hotel, which we covered on this YouTube Live in the past. And that is a amazing place. By the way, we're doing a video on the Global Ambassador Hotel. It will be hitting our YouTube channel this Saturday, okay? In-depth video on the Global Ambassador Hotel. That is the newest, most swankiest, hottest hotel in all of Phoenix. Check out our YouTube channel this Saturday morning, 8 a.m. We'll be releasing that video. Okay. Last but not least, Smalls Sliders, guys. Have you heard about this place? This is crazy. Drew Brees, I'm a football fan, so he's a huge investor in this. But Smalls Sliders looks to open up 22 locations across the Phoenix Metro. 22, guys. That is no easy feat. And check out the building right there. They are already across the country. It's an Atlanta-based cheeseburger chain backed by Drew Brees, okay, and a private equity firm. But the cool thing is these restaurants take up very little real estate. They only have drive-through, okay? So you cannot dine in there. So they take up very little space. You drive through, get your sliders, and on you go. But I don't have an example of a menu right now, but it's coming, guys. And people love hamburgers. People love sliders. People love convenience. And people love getting, grabbing, and going. So I have a feeling Small Sliders is going to serve that niche when you really need a greasy hamburger, but don't want to go all out on a big one because maybe you feel guilty about eating that greasy hamburger. Small Sliders might be your spot, right? All right, guys. Well, listen, I really appreciate your time as always. Hope I brought some good content for you today. The development, the Final Four, the spring training that's ongoing. Most games always start at 1:05 p.m. local time if you want to catch an afternoon game. Otherwise, there are some night games. Check the Cactus League schedule for that. But outside of that, guys, come down and visit Phoenix. It's a great place. It is bustling, and it's going to keep going up and up in the future in the long term for sure. So again, any questions about creative financing, about acquisition, disposition of any type of real estate, we would love to be your go-to real estate agent of choice. 480-660-5974. And until next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Keep it classy, Phoenix. We'll see you.